Man, it's been a long time. I'm sorry, it's just that I had to do. There's a lot of stuff that was going on in my family, or what was going on in general, like school and stuff, and I had to like just get through it. Um, so today, as you can look at the picture, it's going to be what was it? It's going to be what if Deku or Midoriya was How do you say his name? Satoru Gojo. It's Satoru. That's a sick name. And obviously, it's a guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, so he's going to be born with. Well, we cut to Inko giving birth, and I'm gonna say Hisashi was there, or was there. Yeah, I'm gonna say he was in his life. Yeah, he's gonna be in his life. So he was there, and so she's giving birth. Inko Midoriya is giving birth, and they're like push, and obviously, a big baby plops out, and let's just time skip like a few months, because babies don't come out. I don't know why some what if people do it, but babies don't come out with hair. I'm pretty sure they're bald, because that would be, I don't know. Maybe I'm just illiterate and uneducated, but I'm pretty sure they come out bald. But so he's gonna come out bald. We're gonna skip a few months, and then they realize that he has white hair, but he did have like pearly blue eyes, like straight. They're like near white, but they're like very, very light blue, like in the picture. And so we do that, and then we're gonna go to what? How old do people? And I'm not saying this Midoriya goes when he is 2 years old to like preschool. So we skip to preschool, and obviously it's just a basic day since he doesn't have his quirk, or Bakugo doesn't have his quirk since they're only like 2 or 3 and they're young and they haven't awakened their quirk yet. But Bakugo's just ranting on and talking to Midoriya like, I'm gonna be #1 hero, you Midoriya, and I'm gonna be the best like no one ever was. So Midoriya just is like he's like more of like a quiet sort of kid, but like not really. He kind of has like the personality of Gojo. But so we skip so he was like 2 years old. We're gonna skip another 2 years. So this is the day before Bakugo, or this is the day that Bakugo gets his quirk. And Bakugo showing it off, and all the not all the teachers, but the caretakers are like, oh, he's gonna be a great hero. And he's like, Midoriya, what quirk did you get? And he's like, well, I haven't really awakened my quirk yet. If I like awakened it, I would have already have shown you. And he's like, okay, but your whatever quirk you get is gonna be nothing in comparison to what I have. Mine's a cool, flashy, and powerful quirk. Try beating that, Midoriya. Since he doesn't call him Deku, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, he only acquired that name whenever, since he was quirkless. So, we skip to the next day, and Midoriya is, just sitting in class, and so Bakugo's obviously just having fun with his quirk. The teachers tell him not to, but I'm gonna say the teachers go out, they get called out. Not really called out, but they have to go to like sort of like a little meeting, and before like, I guess you could say like a substitute or something like that, or they have to go out of the classroom for like a few seconds to do something. Bakugo was shooting off explosions, and the teacher specifically told him not to, so he wouldn't hurt anyone. And he actually goes to hit. He actually like shoots a little explosion at Midoriya. And Midoriya, being the little dude he is, he's obviously scared. And then, so, he like shields himself, and then he realizes when he opens his eyes that nothing happened to him. He practically turned on his infinity power, like immediately. So he's like wondering why didn't anything happen to me? Am I dead already? Like, am I just in the afterlife and this is what it is? And uh then he's like, Midoriya, are you okay? Or like the teachers run in and they're like all scared, panicking, and they're like, Midoriya, are you okay? We heard a big well, not really a big explosion. We heard a little explosion and we came running in. And then Midoriya's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just don't know how, but I think my quirk awakened. And then the school, or not the school, it's not even a school, it's a freaking pre-K. Get that in your skull, I mean. And then, so, Midoriya, or not Midoriya, the people call Midoriya's parents, Hasashi and Inko, and then they take Midoriya to the doctors the next day, and they see what his quirk is. After like a few, like maybe like 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, like about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, like 40 to 50 minutes. So about an hour it took. And so he comes out and he's like, well, your son has a pretty powerful quirk. There's a quirk called Infinity, and sort of like another quirk called, hold. Alright, sorry for the pause, but I just looked it up. But so apparently I think it's called the 6 Eyes, or like the 6 Eyes is what Gojo has. And so they're like, and he also has another sort of special ability that only he has, apparently. Or no, they don't say that. They say he has a special ability called the 6 Eyes. And Midoriya is confused. He's like, 6 eyes? I don't have 6 eyes. And then they go home. Oh, okay, well, hold up. They go home and they go home, and then we skip the next day. Bakugo goes up to Deku or Midoriya and asks, "What's your quirk, Midoriya?" He's like, "Oh, I sort of have like 2 quirks, and I don't know what they do exactly. One is called Infinity, and the other one is called 6 Eyes." And Bakugo's a little like, he's like, not suspicious. He's like, that's weird. 6 eyes. Midoriya doesn't have 6 eyes. And then he says that out loud, and then Midoriya's like, yeah, I said the same thing. And then Midoriya is like trying to think, like, what does that mean? What does 6 eyes mean? And then he's like, does it mean I actually have 6 eyes, or is it just like an ability name? He's just wondering. And then we skip. I'm gonna do a little time skip. So there are 4. We gotta do some quick maths. 11 years. We skip 11 years. Midoriya, well, no, we skip 6 more years. So now Midoriya is 10. Midoriya is he's training. He's doing just simple 200. He's doing 200 push-ups. Not simple. That's pretty damn difficult. He's doing 200 push-ups. 300 squash. He's doing damn. He's doing 300 sit-ups and 400 squats. And I guess you could say meditating to get his mental resistance, or sort of like that. I don't know. So he's just walking, I guess you could say, through the forest, trying to see if he could test out his abilities. And I'm going to just say, because of plot convenience and just because of plot, that a bear happens to show up. Midoriya is a little frightened since he's only 10 and he's freaking facing a bear. Even though that's not really that difficult. Well, in real life, that's hella difficult. But I'm talking about in not high school DxD. I mean, what's it called? My Hero Academia. Most people that have at least a combat quirk can fight against a bear, sorta. I guess. But what the hell? So yeah, he's getting ready to fight the bear, even though he's a little scared because it's a freaking bear. The bear, I'm gonna say, charges at him. So Midoriya, he jumps over it, and then he puts his hands. No, he puts a finger up. And isn't it called red? It's called. I'm gonna just say it's called red. I'm pretty sure that's what it is called. He says red, and then like a black hole sort of orb appears above his finger, and it like is glowing red a little bit, and then like a giant explosion just goes off in the forest. And I'm gonna say this is like not Outback, because I'm gonna say since there's two people working, his mom and Hisashi, since his mom didn't go into a depression, that they're making more money, so they actually have their own house, and it's a pretty nice house, and they have like a nice forest in the back, and it's a giant explosion. I'm gonna say Inko's making dinner, since it's like about to be night. It's about to be like 6 o'clock. She's making dinner, and her and Sasashi's just sitting on the couch being a lazy bum, and they just hear a giant explosion and the house just shakes, and then they wonder what's going on, so they stop everything they're doing and they get up and run back outside. They see a giant cloud of like sort of like dust or dirt just in the air, and they're just wondering what the heck happened, who could have caused that, and they're getting scared because they think a villain's nearby. And then when they just see a figure walking out of it, that poor bear, man, Jesus, that poor bear just got destroyed. Oh my god. So he's walking out. I'm saying he's wearing the classic like gojo stuff, like he's wearing this right here basically, with sort of with the blindfold on, just because why not? And he's just walking out with his hands in his pockets. So he's just walking out, and no, I'm gonna say no, he doesn't have the blindfold on. He practically looks like this with a smirk. He's pretty proud of himself because he's strong as crap as a freaking 10-year-old. He's about, I almost said S class here. I'm thinking of One Punch Man. He's almost a like he's about how should I put this? I'm gonna say, since, Midoriya, whenever he versus Overhaul and he's going 100%, or just normal full calorie, I'm gonna say about 40% of full calorie. Or Midoriya's full calorie is about how strong Midoriya is currently in the story, right now. And so he's walking out with a smirk, pretty impressed for himself. And his parents are just like shocked. They're like, who the crap made that explosion? And Midoriya walks up to them casually like, it was me, Ma. And then they're like, I thought you just had like a defensive type quirk. And they're like, well, yeah, but it came with like certain type of like energy I can control. And they're like, okay, well, good to know. And then we skip. Wait, he's 10 right now, and we skip 5 years. Almost said 15. 5 years. So now they're 15, and it's about to be, now he's like 70 to 80% of full calorie Midoriya. And that's nothing to scoff at. Well, I mean, like, compared to like other anime, yes, that's pretty much nothing, but to like their anime, that's pretty damn strong. Considering that Midoriya's One for All is stronger than All Might, meaning that he's like not as strong as All Might. He's like not as strong as Prime All Might, but he's at least as strong, almost as strong as injured All Might. It's just because freaking Gojo has some busted ass abilities. Man can create an infinite freaking space. He can create an infinite practical void that he can just create out of thin air. For it's practically his never mind. But yeah, we skip to 5 years, and then it comes to the end of the day where that one ugly, I think he has like a weird hair, that ugly motherfucker. He comes in and he's like, oh, okay, well, today is you're picking your careers. And then he throws the papers straight up in the air, and he's like, "Ha, never mind, you guys, I already know you guys all want to be heroes," and everyone uses their quirk. Besides Midoriya and Bakugo. Bakugo's just being a weirdo and having his feet on the table and just says his little line that's like, don't put me in with these, what is it, rejects or losers? Yeah, I'm gonna say rejects or stuff like that. And he goes, well, they'll probably be in the future, best they'll be as a sidekick. And then they're all like, man, they're like, you think you're better than me, or us, Bakugo? And he's like, bring it on, I'll fight you all. And Midoriya is just has his head down, really just trying to sleep. And what's his name? The ugly freaking teacher. I think he's ugly. I don't know. The teacher just says, Bakugo, you saying you want to get into UA? Well, you have pretty good grades and you have a pretty powerful quirk, so you have a pretty good chance. And then he's like, oh, Midoriya, you're also wanting to go. And Midoriya doesn't answer, and he's probably like, well, he's probably asleep again. And everyone doesn't laugh because they know how strong freaking Midoriya is. He's far stronger than Bakugo. Like, far stronger. I'm gonna say Bakugo. I don't like how Bakugo and Midoriya and these are sort of friends. They'll become friends later, but like I'm gonna just say that Bakugo hates Midoriya because he's I don't know. Never mind. He thinks of him as a normal student. And so what the hell? Where was I? I was talking about like Midoriya, yeah. And then nobody laughs, and then we cut to the end of school. Voice crack. Jesus Christ, sound like a Yankee Doodle. But we skip to the end of the class, and so Midoriya is walking out of class, and Bakugo knows that Midoriya is sort of like a nerd. I'm gonna say he still calls him Deku, but he thinks of him as a nerd because he takes stuff like he takes notes about all the heroes. He's like, only a nerd would do something like that. And oh my god, I just got like hit, bro. I have a headache. Oh, what time is it? Oh, okay, it's 9:28. But so like he just walks out of the class like normal, like nothing happened. He's just like, well, I'm pretty tired. I just want to hurry up and get home. So he walks under the little place that the sludge villain's at. He senses the sludge villain's hatred and sort of like killing intent. And when the sludge villain comes out of nowhere and says, like, give me your body, kid. Sounds gay as hell, but he says, give me your body, kid. Bro, he reminds me of Orochimaru. But he says, give me your body, kid. And then Midoriya is like, nah, I like my body, so I'm not giving you my body. What the fuck is that noise? So, okay, well, he says, no, I like my body, so I guess I'll just keep it. And then he's like, well, aren't you a stubborn one, or a cocky one? And he goes to wrap around him, or Midoriya, and Midoriya, he's like, gets close to him, but for some reason he can't touch Midoriya. And he's like wondering, like, why can't I hit him? And he's like, I'll just let you on a little note. My ability is called Infinity. I can create an infinite sort of like dimension, not really dimension, infinite space between me and my enemies. And I can only, if I want to, I can only let, I can't only, I can, if I want to, I can let anyone in to my special void so they could, like, shake my hand or something. Whatever people do, I don't know. Or if I'm in the middle of fighting or combat, I could turn it on and nobody could touch me. Because the closer you get, the slower you are. And he's like, wow. And then he holds up his finger. And he's about to make, he says red, and then he hears Detroit Smash. And then he's like wondering what's going on, and then he just sees. Well, All Might was thinking that he was wrapped around Midoriya, but he wasn't. He wasn't even touching him at all. And so, Midoriya walks off. Well, he asked for his autograph because he still does like heroes like All Might. He still does think of All Might as a strong hero and somebody you should look up to. And then he asks for his autograph, and then he leaves. Going home. And then he stops at, I'm guessing, I'm just going to say a store nearby where Baku got captured, but he stops at a store. And then he goes in, grabs some groceries. Like, his mom texted him before, like, after he left school, and texted him to pick up some, I'm guessing, just lettuce, tomato, and some chicken, I guess. I don't know. And then he picks it up, he pays for it, and he walks out, and he hears just a giant explosion, and he's like, "Oh, what was that?" And I'm gonna say he goes to school with a blindfold on, or no, I'm gonna just say that he's gonna be going to UA with a blindfold, but not now. That's UA, and no, I'm gonna say All Might didn't save Midoriya. I'm gonna say he used red and just splattered him everywhere and just says, "Don't mess with me, weak villain. I'm not in the mood." And then he hears the giant explosion, and then he starts walking towards there. He starts walking towards there, and he finally gets there, and he sees Hiro standing by. He sees this skinny yellow-haired man. He's like, well, he doesn't look like somebody that old, because I'm gonna say, never mind. He just sees the old, not old, but tiny shrimp, like tiny guy. It's All Might, it's small form. And then I'm gonna say he's like 6 foot, and he is looking, and then he sees that it's Bakugo. And, you know how when Gojo and Itadori fought, it was, he was, vanishing because how fast he was? It looked like he was teleporting, kind of like that guy from Mob Psycho with the teleportation ability. But, he was, teleporting. It looked like, that's what I'm saying he does, and he's, in front of the crowd, and he's walking towards, the villain with the smirk on. And the villain's, scared. He's like, wait, you're that kid. He's walking towards him, and he looks like the photo with one eye blacked out, and he's just sitting there staring at him with a smirk. And then the slime guy tries to or the sludge monster tries to grab him, or Midoriya. Midoriya vanishes, and he's just he's walking towards him still, but he's vanishing to the side, so it looks like he's just teleporting to the side a little bit, but he's still walking at normal speed. And then he gets in range, sorta in range to use, to, hit him, and then, no, he's just walking, and then he vanishes completely from everyone's sight, even All Might's, and obviously the sludge villain, and then he realizes Bakugo's not in his grasp, and then the sludge villain looks over at the heroes, and he sees, Midoriya giving the heroes Bakugo. And then he walks over to sludge villain, and he holds his finger out, and he goes, red. And he's like, no, not this ability again. He tries to run for it, but I'm gonna say Midoriya vanishes and appears back right in front of him, and it's kind of like the warp Kamehameha, sorta. And he just explodes, and there's a shockwave everywhere. I'm gonna say that also changes the weather. And he's like, wow, ability so strong it changed the weather. Whoa, awesome. And I'm gonna say, so Bakugo runs up to Deku, or Midoriya, or Deku, and he's like, okay, nerd, I didn't need your help. He's like, well, you look like you needed my help. And anyways, I gotta go. And he's still holding the groceries in his hand. And then he starts walking away. Some heroes are trying to, like, talk to him, and then when they get near, he just completely vanishes. Crap. What the hell does that say? Easy way to make friends. Oh, okay. I'm talking. But he, vanishes, and he gets home. And when he gets home, he gives a lecture. His mom makes dinner, and he's about to go to the entrance exam for UA. But that right there is where I'm going to end it, on a sort of cliffhanger. So yeah, I'm finally back. Yeah. See ya.